They are criminals working with you. You are a criminal. So everything is okay. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Okay? This is the USA. Welcome to the USA. Okay. So what the judge did, Kathy Black, that old witch, she turned the tape recorder off and she told me, "You are a provocative. You call them a fraudulent." She stood up, screaming at me. You call them fraudulent. You are provocative. Get out of my courtroom. She screamed at me and she bent forward. Well, is this possible? Would the judge do that? Yes. USA. USA. Welcome to the USA. It happened. Ask my wife. She's going to lie. I know. She's a compulsive liar. She has two personalities. One personality, she's Carla the Italian. Okay. And the other personality, Howlett. She has two names. Poor woman. I feel sorry for her. But, what could you do? Somebody that wants help, you cannot force your help on them. Anyhow. So my father is there. And who else was in the courtroom? Sergeant McGrath with two other sheriff deputies were surrounding me while I was standing before the judge, Kathy Black. And now Kathy Black, she screams at me, "You are a provocative. You call them a fraudulent. Get out of my courtroom." Screaming. And then she turns the tape recorder on. What am I going to say? Put yourself in my shoes. What would you say? Anyone? Put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in my position. People with empathy. Now the president talks about empathy. Anything other than empathy is going on in the United States. But no, there's empathy because criminal empathy, it goes with other criminal empathy, right? That's what he's talking about. They feel for the other criminal and they work together. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's the empathy he's talking about. Anyhow, so I tell her, "Thank you, Your Honor," and I leave. I left. God saved me. It was a plan to attack me. If I would have said anything other than "Thank you, Your Honor," on the tape recorder, she would have said, "You are in contempt of court," and then they would have came and arrested him. And here come the sheriff deputies, and they shoot me. They don't need to shoot me. And they were waiting outside, so they will all attack me, go on top of me, and they will kill me from suffocation. No, I'm not exaggerating, no. This is the law in the USA. You see, you don't know the law in the USA. See, I'm showing you the true face of the USA. This is the USA. That's how they kill you in court. Yes, that's how they kill people in court. Go on the internet, go on Google, and search Richmond versus Sheehan. Richmond versus Sheehan. So they kill you in court, and what they will plead? Richmond versus Sheehan. And they get out of it clean. And you are 6 feet under the ground. This is the USA. This is the precedent they use to kill people in the court. Okay. And you see them, they are. People think that it's heaven. It's hell. USA is hell. Concentration camp. So what happened with Richmond? You know what happened with Mr. Richmond? Poor Richmond. You see? A poor man. He was with his mother. His mother was driving. He's disabled. He uses a cane to walk. He's an old man. His woman is an old woman. So the police stop them. They give them a citation. I don't know what the citation is, but that's not the point here. So they go to the court. Normally, when the police don't show up, when they call the case, dismissed. The police didn't show up, and Richmond and his mother, Marcella, Poor Marcella, poor Richmond, they were sitting over there. They called the case. The police is not there for them to sit down. They waited and they waited until the end of the day. The police didn't show up. Mr. Police, he didn't show up. He was maybe busy in Dunkin' Donuts, eating Dunkin' Donuts, drinking his coffee, or wherever. But anyhow, he did not show up. So the Richmond, according to the law, the due process of the law, they have to dismiss the case. Dismiss. Because the witnesses don't show up, the police didn't show up. So the judge decides they want money, it's the money. This poor guy, Richmond, he's not Muslim. He has nothing to do with anything. Money, corruption. You have to feed the brothers. The brothers must eat and live in luxury life, the brothers, I'm not saying that they are brothers. The Supreme Court of Illinois saying that. That's a case law. Anyhow, if the Supreme Court of Illinois, they say no, then I will look for that case law and I'll get it for them. If they have short memory, bad memory happens, especially nowadays. So the judge wanted to continue in violating the due process of the law and violating the rights of the Richmond. So the Richmond was talking to the judge. The judge does not like that. Because they are gods, gods above the law. This happened in the Second Circuit Court, Cook County Second Circuit Court, and Skokie. That's where my evil cousins, concentrate. But anyhow, so the judge presses the panic button, and here comes an army of Cook County Sheriff deputies. Sheriff deputies, bustles. They have the guns, they have everything. They are, prepared to protect the judge. Because somebody is speaking his right, freedom of expression. And if in the court you don't have freedom of expression, where would you have freedom of expression? Nowhere. And this is one of the problems of the USA, that there's no freedom of expression even on the internet. And I am the one who's talking to you according to the court. I am USA's leader of the freedom of expression on the internet. So this army of sheriff deputies, they come, they raid the courtroom, 14 sheriff deputies, they go on the top of that poor Jack Richmond, and they knock him on the ground, and all of them, after that man, and poor Mrs. Richmond, Marcella, she's crying, screaming, she wants to save her son, poor woman. 4 sheriff deputies are holding her, and suddenly Mr. Richmond is motionless. He stopped breathing. He emptied his bowel. He emptied his bladder in the courtroom in the front of the judge. They killed him. He died. They killed that poor man in the court. Welcome to the USA. This is a precedent they use. This is the law they use to kill you in court. And they plead Richmond versus Sheehan. So they called the paramedics. They came. They took him to the hospital. DOA, dead on arrival. Actually, he was dead in the courtroom. What happened to the judge? You tell me. Nothing. What happened to the sheriff deputies? Nothing. The poor Marcella, she's fighting the corruption of the judicial system of the USA. As far as I know, until today, and she got nothing from them. She took them to the federal court. She filed a case. But you want to play? You need to pay. Where would she get the money to hire the dream team?